If you're looking for the best double-din car audio head unit on the market, you've come to the right video. We'll be taking a close look at the Kenwood DMX958XR. This is the best that Kenwood has to offer, so don't go anywhere. Hey, what's up? Josh here from Breakers Stereo and Performance. Welcome to our channel that reviews all the best in car audio, performance, suspension, and more. Because we don't drive stock. And if you're like us where stock just doesn't cut it, make sure to help us out and get to 100,000 subscribers and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so Kenwood Echelon is the echelon of what Kenwood has to offer. They're gonna give you higher grade components versus the standard Kenwood line. Also, they're more focused on sound quality along with overall quality. And for this reason, they give you a 2-year warranty versus a single-year warranty. Okay, we got lots to cover, so let's get into the features. Okay, first off, this has a 6.8-inch capacitive HD display, 1920 by 1080. Now this has Apple Carplay and Android Auto. This will do wireless mirroring for selected Android devices, but if you want to wire your iPhone, you're going to need an adapter that you can use to the HDMI input that this radio has. You also have iData-Link Maestro capabilities. Now that adapter is sold separately, and that'll display things like vehicle information and vehicle gauges right on the front of the screen. You have Bluetooth for hands-free calling and music streaming, Sirius XM ready, tuner sold separately, and steering wheel control ready, adapter sold separately, along with dual phone input. It has an HD radio built in, and through the USB input, you can do video and audio. Audio does up to 24 bits, 192 kilohertz. And video does up to that 1920 by 1080. All right, you also have 4 camera inputs, including an HD rear camera. Now that's big. Most radios do not have an HD camera input. This will allow you to hook up an HD camera and get that crystal clear resolution. There's also a dedicated dash camera input for the Kenwood dash camera. Now this does have high quality sound parts. Now these parts are custom made and carefully selected for this head unit that will provide superior sound quality. Now you do have an industry best 5-volt pre-out for the front, rear, and the sub. As far as sound processing is concerned, you have a 13-band equalizer along with time alignment and 2- and 3-way crossovers. Okay, let's do an unboxing. All right, so we have a harness. All right, this is a metal pad for the GPS antenna, Bluetooth mic, trim ring, USB extension. Then they also give you a USB-A to USB-C adapter, your hardware, and then your warranty card and instructions. All right, let's take a look at the unit itself. Okay, so this does have some weight to it. It is a short chassis, so that's nice for installation, but this is actually probably the heaviest short chassis radio I've ever felt. All right, so on the front, you have some hard buttons, okay, and as you can see, they stick out a little bit, so they're actually really easy to get to. All right, so let's take a look at the back. We got a lot going on here. All right, so you have a micro HDMI input that's recessed. The USB-C input is also recessed. There's the input for the dash cam. You have the microphone input. This is for Sirius XM, data link, and also steering wheel control. GPS antenna input, front, rear, and sub inputs. Again, 5 volts. Standard AM/FM antenna input. So you have an AV input here on a 3.5 millimeter. There is an adapter that goes from 3.5 millimeter to composite. All right, so you got video in, video out, and then you have your front camera, your rear camera, and your third camera here, and then your main power harness. Okay, let's fire this thing up. Okay, so this is your main menu here. Now you can also change these icons on the bottom, okay, to your liking. You can do that in the menu here. We'll go over that here in a minute. There's your matrix. This gives you everything that's going to be available to you. Wireless mirroring, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, iPod, USB, HDMI, AV input, okay? Then you've got all these are all ghost out here. This is if you had satellite radio hooked up. This is if you had the RR, so this would be lit up if that were hooked up. Also the gauges, all right? And then you also have your parking assist here, Bluetooth audio, climate control. Again, that's going to be for the RR. Okay, so let's go into the settings here. Take a look at that. We have our setup and our audio. Let's start with setup. You got your AV input here. All right, so you have some options when it comes to call, speech quality, things of that nature. Display. Okay, key things here would be key colors. You can change the key color if you like. You could also change the wallpaper if you like. There's some presets here. If you want just a color, you can set a color. And then you're also able to, on the USB, upload an image as well. Viewing angles. So this doesn't move, but when you hit this, you can see it is altering the screen depending on the angle in which you're looking at it. Okay, so that's a nice feature there. Let's keep moving along. User interface. All right, so you have your text size, beep on or off. This is your widget setup. Okay, format, clock adjust there. Okay, camera. All right, so we got lots of cameras like we mentioned here. So you have your camera assignment settings. All right, so you have your 3 cameras. You have your rear, front, third, and then your AV you can set up as a camera as well. Okay, guidelines. All right, let's keep moving. Special, you have your demo on or off. Your software information is here. All right, so if there's an update, it'll be available on Kenwood's website. Put your model number in. It'll ask you what number you have. All right, so there's your version here, and then compare it against what's on the website. And the instructions for software update is actually pretty easy. It's on the website as well. Okay, all right, let's keep moving. Connection, so we have our device list. All right, Wi-Fi set up here as well. Okay, so here you can set up between doing wireless Android Auto or wireless mirroring. So that's all done here on this screen. Okay, it's all in connection. All right, let's move on to audio. Got lots here. Let's take a look at speaker crossover. All right, so we can select type of car if we want. Okay, close. Also the size speaker and the position. So this is highlighted as front, so we can pick the size that we have and select it there. The rear we can select, even the subwoofers as well. Okay, so in this menu, you also have your crossovers, okay? So if we go into crossover, right now we're selected to front, okay? And then we can turn that on, so we have crossover points from 30 up to 250. That'll be the same on the rear and the subwoofer. You can pick the slope as low as 6 dB, -6, -12, 18, and then 24. You could also adjust the gain downward, and then for the front, at least you can adjust the tweeter gain downward as well, okay? Now that to me just looks like it's taking the EQ and it's kind of pulling it down. So you don't necessarily need to do it there. You can do it in the equalizer if you wanted to. All right, keep moving. We have the equalizer itself, and that's flat. You have some presets here that you can choose from, okay? All here on the bottom, top 40, jazz, powerful rock, all right? And if you want to adjust it, of course, you're able to do that as well. Okay, so the chip on this is nice and fast. So got nice, good parts in this radio, so you're not going to have an issue with it being laggy. All right, also your subwoofer level is here as well. All right, bass extender is also here, on or off. I suggest use it off. I suggest keep it off if you're using outboard amplifiers. Next, listening position. So we have some preset ones here. So if you just want to focus on the driver, just hit that and you're good to go. And here you can customize your time alignment, okay? Now you can do that by delay, or you can also do it by decibel level. So it gives you a couple options there. All right, next, bounce fade. That's pretty straightforward. Volume offset. So each individual source will have their own volume offset, so that when you're going between sources, and let's say one's louder than the next, you can adjust it so it's all equal. All right, sound effects here. You've got your bass boost from off to 3, loudness from off to high, drive equalizer on or off, sound enhancement off to large, supreme off or on, realizer 0 off to 3, and then stage EQ from off to high. Okay, so on most of these, just listen to it and see what you like. Again, if you are using an outboard amplifier, I probably would not select any of these, except for maybe the space enhancer and then also the stage EQ. So the stage EQ takes your front stage and it'll move it either up or down. Okay, so if you want a higher stage, you know, just hit these buttons here and take a listen to it and see what sounds best to you. And then you have the auto memory here. So that's all the setup for the auto memory. Okay, perfect. Let's go into Apple Carplay really quick. All right, so this is hooked up wirelessly. Of course, it's going to be super quick here. All right, and for those that are not familiar, Apple Carplay Android Auto is going to give you some of the main features that are important when driving around, such as music, mapping, and messaging. Okay, And then this will also do Waze and Spotify. Messaging apps, it'll do WhatsApp, WeChat, and then your standard messaging as well. And one thing I do want to mention is the screen quality is absolutely outstanding. So if you're watching movies on this, it's really going to give you a nice HD display on that small screen. Okay, that'll do it for the demo. Okay, let's do the pros and cons. Pros: wireless Apple Carplay and wireless Android Auto, an industry best 5-volt pre-outs, front, rear, and sub, Headunit Maestro compatible, an HDMI input, an HD rear camera input, which I think is huge, wireless mirroring for Android phones, and the expandability to do up to 4 cameras. And of course, the superior sound quality that this radio brings to the table. All right, now cons. Not a lot here, except for it is a little bit pricey. Also, it would have been nice to have higher resolution output, like an optical or a coax output that can support 192 kilohertz. But there really is low demand on that feature. So for the 99.95% of us that can deal with the 5-volt pre-out, you're gonna be perfectly fine. Okay, I'm gonna give this radio a full 5-star rating. Deservingly so. You got lots of great features, a great warranty, and of course, again, great sound quality. Okay, if you're interested in this radio, we'll leave a link in the description below, taking you directly to the product page. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, my name is Josh. I'm with Breaker Stereo and Performance, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.